there's no notes, no in-depth thing. I just figured I'd talk about a book I read in my little bookshelf that I have going on. I just pulled a book off. And this is from Wahida Clark. I hope I'm saying her name right. Her Thug series. So we're going to start with the first book, Thugs and the Women Who Love Them. And y'all don't be talking about my granny dress. I just had a job interview via FaceTime, so I just had to throw something on to make me look like I want to work, you know. But anyway, so yeah. And what did I say? This is the first book, Thugs and the Women Who Love Them. This was like my first start into reading urban fiction and like hood books, and to me this is considered a classic. So we start off with in the first book is Angel, Kyra, and Jazz, and it's telling their stories. And all in all, like throughout the series, it's really four friends because we also have what's her name, Tasha, but she doesn't get introduced till the second book, and really she kind of take like they're still like included in the story, but the rest of the books more so focused on Tasha, so I guess that's why she wasn't introduced in the first book, because she took over the series. Her and Trey, yo, when we get to Tasha and Trey, mess, hood mess. This is why I love to read about it, but if that was really my life, no ma'am. But anyway, so in this book, I'm not doing like I said, no notes, no in-depth discussion about it. I'm just gonna kind of like skim, but I suggest that you guys read it. So we start off with Angel. Angel is running scams. She has stolen checkbooks, and she's also, or she was, no, she still is in this book. Sorry. She's a law student, and that's where she meets her boyfriend, Snake, who is also a pimp, but he's not her pimp, thank God. You know, she just happens to have a boyfriend who's also a pimp, and it's like they get into fights all the time. And surprisingly, because I think in this book it's like he says he was gonna put her on the track, but he just liked her so much she became his girlfriend. And so then they also discuss how Snake, being a pimp, how he treats his women, you know, and he beat one so bad that she actually she thought she killed him, but she didn't really kill him. And then we have Kyra. Now Kyra, and it's just like, looking at it now, it's just like, but that was so normal back in the day, and it's not saying it's okay, but that's just how things were. Because Kyra, her story is back when she was 14, I believe, she met Marvin, and Marvin was, I want to say 21, 22, like way older than her, and they had no business being together, but his grown ass was sleeping with her illegal behind. Let me stop cussing. And so it's just like crazy, but that was their love story. And in the midst of the first time them having sex with each other, he got her hooked on dope, like sniffing, you know. And so it's just like at one point he got knocked and he went to jail, and she got clean and sober, and she got back with, I think, her high school sweetheart. And it's just like those 8 years that Marvin was gone, she was with him. And but as soon as Marvin got out, he came and got her, so they got back together, and it's all lovey-dovey. And like I said, you know, charge it to my head and not my heart, even though it's not good either way. But it's like, as a teenager reading that, you was like, oh, that's so dope, I want an older guy. And then it's like you get older and you realize how disgusting it was. Because as a teenager reading that, I was like, oh, they found their way back to each other. And it's just like, as an adult, I'm like, they trifling and I'm trifling too for thinking like that. But so yeah, so then that's where her story ends. Him actually, because Kyra knew that her boyfriend was cheating, so it's like she drives 2 hours to the boyfriend's brother's house and like bangs on the door, and she ain't seen him in like 2 days, 3 days, and she goes there just to tell him like, this relationship is over, I'm leaving, and I'm just coming to tell you bye. And it's just like, you can call him and tell him that, but he won't answer on the phone. And it's just like another girl walks out in front of him like, bye, I'll see you later, we gonna hook up later. And Kyra's just like, bye. So they both drive 2 hours back to their apartment, and he's trying to convince her, like, don't leave me, but she's like, I already know what you're doing, and I'm not trying to be a part of that no more, so I'm leaving. And while he's sleeping, because he claimed he been up for 24 hours straight and he needs some sleep, Marvin knocks on the door. So after she gets out the tub and like answers the door, he's just like, I'm coming to get you. And she's like, how you know I'm not happy where I'm at? And he like, if you was happy, why these boxes all around? And he's like, what did she say? It's sad that I know this like word for word. And he was like, I know you ain't happy, you ain't just moving in, you leaving that nigga, so you moving in with me. So he like takes her boxes out to the car, and they have sex like in the kitchen, on the kitchen counter. And then Marvin kills old dude, like, thank you for taking care of her while I was in jail, but daddy's home now. And it's just like killed that nigga. And then the last part of the book is Jazz's story. Now, Jazz and Fahim, they were my favorite. But I hate that they had drama in their relationship too. But we'll get to that later. But in this book, her and Fahim, like, they've been together for a while. And he has his own, he has like a few liquor stores, and he has some other type of business, but he used to be like a big drug dealer, but he's not anymore. But their relationship, the way it started, she was in a relationship with another drug dealer, and she broke up with him, then went on a date with Fahim, but told him like, I'm not going to be going out with you while you're still a drug dealer. So you got to get that together and then come find me. So he gives the night of their date, as they're like wrapping up and she's telling him this in a car, he gives her head in the car, and then they don't speak for like another 2 years, because that's how long it took him to get out the game and like get his stores up and running and all of that. And then he came, no, that's what it was, she didn't have the boyfriend at first. It was while she was quote unquote waiting on him that she had the boyfriend, and he came and took her from him. That's how it went. And so now their relationship is just like easy selling. They in a good place, they doing good. She's in school for what is it, biology or something like that. I'm gonna get it together, but I just picked it up and wanted to talk about this book. But and I'm encouraging y'all to read it for yourselves too, because you are gonna gag. What else? Oh, so her sister was in jail, so she's picking her sister up, and she wanted to treat her sister to a night on the town, so she goes to see Fahim. So while he has his legit businesses, he also has a side hustle of counterfeit money, and he gives her some money to go get ready for the night, treat her sister out, whatever, and they plan to meet up at the party or the club, wherever it was, later. So at the party, she's like when Fahim comes in, he sees her dancing with a basketball player, and the basketball player went to the same school that Jazz is in now, the same teacher, like they took the same classes. So he offers to help her out and like help her study, and give her some pointers on the teacher. And he slides her his I think it's his pager. It's like, that's how back in the day this is. It's either the pager or the two-way, but I'm pretty sure it was a pager. And So Fahim don't like that. He's like, why he all up in your face? Because after, like, he let them dance, but then it's like when he came over and was like, this is my lady, back up. The dude really didn't want to move, so it was about to be a problem. But they got that all squared away. And Fahim wants a baby, but Jazz wants to finish school. And he's like, you can do both. And she's like, no, I can't, which I love that about her. It's just like, I want to finish school first, then we can talk about kids. But we're not talking about kids right now while I'm in school. So you can let that go. So what happens next? So she, like, meets up with the dude. Okay, so this was another thing I found weird. Like, she stayed in his house. Like, she lived in his house and he lived in an apartment. So but they were together. It's just like she would stay some nights with him at the apartment, and he would, of course, come to his house. But it was technically like they lived separately because he didn't stay at the house all the time. And so anyway, she invites the basketball player to her house, or to their house, and of course they study, and then nothing really happened, but it's just like y'all sitting close together on the couch. Yeah, you got the book open, you got the notes and all that stuff, but you also got wine. So it's just like, if he's supposed to be helping you study, why y'all drinking wine? So for him come in, done cocked his gun, like, why is he in my house, and it's just like a big hoopla, and he tells her to get out, it's over with. It's just like, and it's so crazy because it's just like, y'all couldn't talk about this, you just automatically put her out. It's just like, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. It's over with, it's done. And in the midst of them being broken up, she is a meth dealer, or she was cooking meth, and she got busted. So she goes to jail, and it's crazy. It's just like, she go to jail, he got to get her out, and then in the mix of that, it's like they still broken up. Like, he still helped her out, but he's still broken up, and come to find out that she's pregnant. So at Marvin's birthday party, it's like all the ladies are together, and she comes in to see that Fahim brought a date, and it hurt her little feelings, because it's just like, really? So I find out that I'm pregnant and you here with another woman? So and then the old guy that Fahim stole her away from is like pushing up on her in this party, like in Fahim's line of vision. So it's just, but it's like, what can you say? We broken up, so what do it even matter? And he was like, let me take you out on a date, and if you're not happy, then we'll just let it be gone. But for him, like, he come through and he's like, why you pushing all up on my lady? And the dude was like, my fault, I ain't think nothing was going on. And so it's just like, yeah, ain't nothing going on. You the one that said we was broken up, and you here with somebody else, so why you all up in my mix? Let somebody push up on me. And so they go into a side, I think it was like Marvin's office or something like that, and to talk about it. So it's just like, that's where she tells him that she's pregnant, because he didn't know. And while they having a little heart to heart, his date come knock on the door like, is Fahim in here? And she's like, that's when she tells him, she's like, tell her that you got a woman, tell her that I'm pregnant, and tell her that you ain't going nowhere, like, tell her all that. And I went for him, he's like, you just told her all of that, why do I need to repeat what you said? And so she closed the door in her face, and excuse me, and they get back together, they all lovey-dovey, they done made up. So the thing with her sister, who just got out of jail, she has 3 kids, there's 2 or 3 kids, and they staying with the granny. And the granny calls her, no, the sister called her, hey, you can hear the sister and the granny arguing in the background. And when she get on the phone with the granny, because the sister just like, I gotta find my own place, I can't be dealing with her all up in my mix, da, 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 da. So when she get on the phone with the granny is like, I know she back on them drugs again. She claiming that she not, but she is, and I don't want her dealing, doing that stuff in my house. And so she's trying to find a sister a new apartment while still dealing with her drug case, while still trying to go to school. So it's just like, whew, our girl is going through it. And so I think in the end she was found guilty. Oh no, but before that, the end of the book is her sister took herself and the kids to like the top of the apartment building, and she made them jump. Then she jumped after, so killed. They all dead, and then she was also found guilty in her case, and I think had to search. Let me see, because that was the thing. Like it was crazy. Let's see. Where we at? My bad. I should have had, because it's just like the way it ends is insane. You know what I used to love? Sorry, and this is so random, but it's like having book discussions and book clubs. But she did like an interview in the back of this book, like if you can see it, cause what's her name? Wahida Clark. She's been in jail herself, so she know like some real things that's going on. So yeah, the sister had 3 daughters, and that was the thing. She took them up to the 14th floor of her grandmother's building and made them jump. So she was sentenced to 17 years in federal custody for being found in that meth lab with like her white lab partner or whatever. And so it was just like, child, this book is crazy. But I also have part 2 is Every Thug Needs a Lady. Part 3 is Thug Matrimony. Part 4 is Thug Lovin'. Part 5 is Justify My Thug, and part 6 is Honor Thy Thug. Now, honestly, I did not like Honor Thy Thug, because at that point it just felt like it was dragging on too long and we didn't really need it. But I could see why she made it, because like I said, this book was Angel, Kyra, and Jazz. But parts 2, 3, and 4, while they sprinkle in little stories of Jazz, Angel, and Kyra, no, I'll take that back. Jazz and Kyra. They don't really talk about them so much. These 3 books really focus on Tasha and Dre. Or is it Trey? Yeah, Trey, not Dre. Tasha and Dre. Like when they get together, really honestly, the rest of the books more so focus on them. So it's just like she kind of got them out the way and then like sprinkled them in and the rest. And so yeah, that's all I got. I just wanted to come see you guys, pop in with a book I done read before, sprinkle a little info in there, and y'all should check it out. And I will see you guys later.